well. It was a big disappointment to all of us, and most importantly to Nigerians, was what INEC had raised expectations, that as the results were being tabled at the local polling unit, they would be automatically visible to all of us, actually, to be able to track the results in real time, so transparently. Clearly the system failed, and there's no question. That was a massive disappointment. It also meant that it created space for people to be concerned that somebody's interfering with the system, somebody's hacked into the system. And I think one of the problems was that INEC didn't communicate quickly enough what the challenges were. And we spoke to the INEC chair about this, and he accepted that point, that they should have been able to communicate sooner. But it was a failure, and I think it's been a big setback to INEC's credibility, frankly. Other sort of challenges and interesting times, of course, I started just before the 2019 election, and I finished after 2023. So I've seen some progress, a few setbacks, but overall what I would say, and this is one of my key sort of highlights from my time in Nigeria, Nigeria is the biggest, most important democracy in Africa, and for all its flaws and challenges, you are on that journey, and you should never take that for granted, because you're in a region where democracy is backsliding, and indeed globally. But Nigeria sends a bit of a beacon of hope, and I know a lot of people are disappointed with the process and with the outcome, but I would say hang on to that important fundamental that people in Nigeria, your vote does count. Look at the different electoral map. It looks completely different than it did in 2019. Democracy is a journey, it's not an event. We're watching closely, along with other members of the international community, and those who incite violence or indeed act violently could be subject to a visa ban to our country, or we have other instruments, including our human rights legislation. So I can confirm we're gathering information at the moment. We obviously don't speak about individuals, and we will consider whether we want to exercise those visa bans. So that is one of the tools. That's if you like, a negative tool. But the whole point of that is deterrence, to ensure that people reflect before they act in that way, because elections going well are so important for Nigeria. What didn't work well, and it was a big disappointment to all of us, and most importantly to Nigerians, was what INEC had raised expectations, that as the results were being tabled at the local polling unit, they would be automatically visible to all of us, actually, to be able to track the results in real time, so transparently. Clearly the system failed, and there's no question. That was a massive disappointment. It also meant that it created space for people to be concerned that somebody's interfering with the system, somebody's hacked into the system. And I think one of the problems was that INEC didn't communicate quickly enough what the challenges were. And we spoke to the INEC chair about this, and he accepted that point, that they should have been able to communicate sooner. But it was a failure, and I think it's been a big setback to INEC's credibility, frankly, and therefore people's confidence in the election.
That is very, very important. Don't isolate one date. One date on the calendar doesn't mean anything. It's just an event.
Yes, people are already talking about your administration and what it will look like. Can you give us a glimpse into what you have in plan?
I can't. I've not consulted people yet. And administration, you said, is not run alone. You don't govern alone. You govern with people. You consult, assemble, and then hit the ground running. And it's the same country, right? Isn't it? So,
thank you very much.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Welcome once again. Another great show this morning. So I'm just going to tackle one story quickly because there's no time. So you can also join me on VOP by 7:05 this morning. It's about the story of Adamawa. I'm happy that President Buhari has ordered the suspension of the phony illegal wreck in Adamawa that announced the fake results and that helped plan the coup. Nigerians should never give their country over to coup plotters like was done in Adamawa. And I'm also happy that all the things I've been saying, somebody listened to me. Femi Falana, although I don't agree with him on many things, but let's sound this note of warning. What NTA did was sad. And I've been pushing the campaign that National Broadcasting Commission should be able to sanction NTA for what they did, for airing a coup statement. And I'll remind you this. See, 2 years ago, NBC sanctioned 3 media houses, AIT, Arise, and Channels, for carrying videos of what happened during NSAS. Do you know that all the videos we carried were forensically analyzed and they were seen to be true? The same videos we carried were the videos that CNN forensically analyzed and played on the CNN Global Network and other media houses around the world. But guess what? We're fined for that. And you see, comeuppance will always come. I also got the chance on the show to interview. I also had the chance to be able to interview Godfrey Professor Dachaba. And we asked him what happened, who fixed the video, who forensically analyzed the video in the NBC, but they didn't have a response. So the NBC needs to do more. We need to show integrity, we need to show trust, we need to show capacity, we need to show what is right. And that's why we've been calling on fairness in this. We've been calling on fairness as regards this. All right? So truth has to be told. Adamawa shouldn't have happened in the first place. And it's a low moment for Nigeria. Democracy was browbeaten. Democracy was masticated. A low moment for us happening in Adamawa. But I hope we'll learn from it. And Nigeria should come back strong. Thank you.
Nigerians are aggrieved with their concluded 2023 elections. So Jagaba is sugar banker.
My dear, we thank God for the way things are going. But the simple mathematics is that you have, all Nigeria have said it all. Nobody is the outcome. Nobody is happy with the outcome of the election 2023. Which everybody knows.
Some people are very happy. We have their APC has their own people too.
Yes, they have their own people, but in a situation whereby we have 100%, whereby 10 is happy, 90 is not happy. You know, there is nothing to write home about.
It's not democracy at all.
It's
a government of the people. The majority are not happy. That means the election it's not a democracy.
That is exactly what it is. It's not we are not in a democracy. Autocracy is what we are in. They select, and automatically, if the real people, even the people that are with APC, if they want to say the truth, they know that they then select whom they want, not the...
Tinubu, they select Tinubu.
Has nothing to do with the Tinubu. Tinubu has nothing to offer us. The way it is, you and I know that since then, according to them, since they elect Tinubu is not in Nigeria. He's outside in France there. Treating himself. Is that the kind of president we need? We need a vibrant young man. A man that will take us to the promised land. A man that knows what the poor people need. A man that can transform Nigeria. A man that can do things that old people have not done. That is exactly the kind of person we need. And
on review on that statement that swearing Tinubu is like bringing military coup on the May 29th, that they should not, our democracy is going to end on the May 29th. What do you think about that statement?
Yes, from your own, even you that is interviewing me, you know that we have to do democracy. And automatically, if you leave anything out of the law, automatically you're on your own. So swearing Tinubu in is like swearing a military man in. And that is exactly what it is.
True, sir.
It's a very straightforward statement. Yes, I agree with him. Yes, Tinubu should not even near the government, the president's house.
Thank you, sir.